Hello, my pool playing friends. How's it going? Hope everyone's doing well. Welcome to another video against the Ghost. This one's a 9-ball, and actually a couple of announcements. I created a new playlist. I'll put a link to it up here for some live streams that I've done. I've done 4 so far. 3 of them were with no audio, and the 4th one I had some background music on. You could kind of hear me babbling to myself. The most recent 2 were 9-ball against the Ghost. I did not fare very well. I think the first night I went 1 and 2 in sets, races to 5, and the third night I went 1 and 3, or the second night I went 1 and 3. But that practice did help me actually win a tournament this past Sunday on the 18th of May in 2025. So thanks to anyone who watched live. I think I only had like 1 or 2 people watching live, and I might have been one of them, and watching on my phone and replying to chat. But I did get some interaction, and there's been a couple people who have watched after that, so I do appreciate that. It's not going to be a weekly thing, but I might try doing it more often. I might get the DJI mic set up and try to talk through as I'm playing. I don't know how that's going to work so far, but anyway, this is a Ghost match that I played on April 26th of 2025. I was practicing up for just kind of practicing up for in general. This is a race to 7, and let's head over to the table. I'll go over rules and stuff, and we'll get it started. All right, so here we are at the table. Get this video started. Rules of Ghost Match: I get every break. I get ball in hand after every break, regardless of what happens. If I make anything, or if I don't, or if I scratch, or if I don't. I don't have to take ball in hand, but it makes sense to. If I run out in order, I get a point, and if I do not, the Ghost gets a point. Race to 7. So there are a couple times that it will happen, and will happen in your Ghost playing lives if you do it, where you get like the 1 tied up right away off the break. You don't have a shot. You're probably going to lose that rack unless something lucky happens. I am playing early 9s here. The tournament that I played in was kind of weird for handicap reasons. They'd play no early 9 balls, so it's kind of like 10 ball in that regard, but it is not a call pocket game unless it's the 9 ball, and I guess you have to call the 9 ball, but still don't know what happens if like you make the 1 ball and accidentally hit the 9 in, what happens there. But anyway, into this rack, I've already made the 1 and 2. I'm on the 3, and I basically just have a stop shot for the 4-8 in the upper right. This was a little bit before I tilted the camera the right way, so the table's a little bit crooked, or maybe the camera's crooked. I think the camera is what's crooked, not the table. Here I have to watch out for making sure I get a shot on the 4 ball, and I do that by going into the 7. Double kiss on the 7 is great there because it holds the cue ball. 4 is right there, 5 is there, 7. I really just have to worry about getting on the 9. Now, I've seen a lot of people take this short side. I like taking this exactly like what I did there, going around the 7. I could have also drawn straight back and out. I did get a little bit off angle on here. I need to draw it all the way back out this way. More of a stun would have been better, so I didn't have as much of an angle. Something like this would have been probably better, but this is still okay. I can come kind of 1, 2, and into the line of the 9. I want to make sure I hit the side pocket before, or hit the rail before the side pocket, or just come up 1 rail. That's kind of a feel depending on how steep the angle is. If I can get the cue ball to hit before the side pocket. You don't really want to aim to get it after the side pocket because you don't have much room to work with in this area. Then I have relatively straightforward shot here, and I'm on the board at 1-0. My Fargo at this time was 599. You'll notice it actually went down a little bit after this, and currently it's at 596. I have won 2 tournaments since then that have not been reported yet. Fargo is behind with everything else going on. So we'll see what happens after those go up. I'm probably going to go up above 600 again, but we'll see. Pretty good looking table. The issue is going to be getting from the 2 to the 3 because the 3 is on this other side of the pocket. So I'm going to need to get an angle where I can get around everything. If I was here, I could go like this, but I'm going kind of towards the 5. So I'm going to do this. I think I'm going to go back No, it looks like I am going forward that angle. So I need to watch for the 8. I need to watch for the 5. I need to watch it that I don't go too far and get like behind the 4. Looks like I'm going right behind the 5 here. Although I hit it and I think I got lucky. Like if the 5 weren't there, this would be perfect. You don't want to hit balls if you don't have to in pretty much every pool game. Got myself a nice angle on that I can just kind of one rail up for the 5 in the side, and then I want to be on this side of the pocket line so that I can just float ahead for the 7. Leave the lines there, see how I do. I got close. I'm right on the pocket line, but I think I can cheat the pocket a little bit, which means hit this to the left side of the pocket. The cue ball will naturally go this way. Didn't really get much on it, but I still have a shot. I'm probably going to use upper right here and come around 2 rails, maybe hit off the 3rd and come out. Yeah, that all depends on the angle, whether you come off that 3rd rail or not. What you don't want to do is you want to get it stuck on the rail. So that's why a lot of players will play it off that 3rd rail and come out. Even if you're further away from the ball, it's better to come out than to be on the rail. And here I am having to take the extension off, so I'm pretty close to the wall. Which on my table, that's why I don't want to be on the rail for sure, but on any other table, it's a tougher shot. Here, if I can go 2 rails, kind of 1, 2 into the line of the ball. So far, I've gotten every single angle wrong, but as I say in every one of my videos, this one will be no different. If you want to practice these final shots, put the cube or put the money ball, 8, 9, or 10 ball, or whatever you're playing, in that area and shoot from all around the table and practice those. If you want to make it really difficult, put the money ball here, take ball in hand, cue ball in the kitchen, make it, and come back and try to get the cue ball in the kitchen somewhere, then respot it and keep shooting. Crossed way over the one ball on the break there, and the cue ball found its home in the side. But everything's spread out here really well. Ice water. I still have the ice. It hasn't melted yet. Probably thanks to the 40-degree temperature drop we had since between last week and this week. It was almost 85 last week. It is 40-something and raining. 45 and raining right now on a Tuesday night. So this one, if I can hold it, it'd be nice to be able to play the 3 in the same pocket, but I'm probably going to follow it down by the 8. It was a little dangerous. I got a lot on that. The problem is I need to be a little bit straight on it, and I'm probably going to hold the cue ball somewhere around in this area for the 4 because I really don't think I can get back off the rail. Yeah. This is okay though. This is a similar shot to the money ball shot. It's just a little bit different angle. I'm going to come 1 rail up towards the 5. I can get a lot of angles on the 5 to be able to still get on the 6. And then it's just around the... Or I can go all the way up. I'm really doing great on my angles here. So I don't remember this match at all. This is a couple weeks ago. Actually, a little over 3 weeks ago right now. I'm narrating this on the 20th of May. And I'll post it in a couple days. That was kind of a stunted half pull back on the stroke. I got the cue ball to do what I wanted to, but I'm not sure about that stroke. But here it's just 6, 7, 8, 9 all in a row. Don't have to do a whole lot with the cue ball. Here I just want to maybe draw back to about here so I can pop out 1 rail for the 9. Same idea, just drew it back a little bit further. Here, if I can get away with just center ball, I might have to put a touch of right on it. And that's fine. And with this 9 ball, I'm going to go up 3-0. That's a pretty good start for Ghost Match. On the board again, and I do have the camera angle fixed in future videos. This is one of the last ones that I probably shouldn't say that because I'm not exactly sure. I thought it was actually fixed in this one, but it's really not. The brake is working really well. I'm braking with the triangle, which if you notice my last video, I'll put a link to the KO challenge that Matt and I played. The brakes weren't really working very well, and a lot of that to blame was because I put a new spot on the table and right before we played and did not train the balls to sit in the rack well. That was really rough. I almost missed that ball with ball in hand a foot away from it. But because I didn't train it, the triangle rack was not working well. I've since gone back to the template rack, and I kind of had a chat with a buddy the other night at the tournament, and I think I'm just going to kind of stick with the template rack from now on. This was really weird. I would have thought I would have left it about here for this 3 over here because it's more natural to get to the 5. This isn't bad, but I have to draw off and out. But I got a good shot on the 5. I can kind of punch this off the rail, maybe drop back a little bit. This is going to be low left as far as spin goes. More left than low. Although a center ball almost does the same thing. You just want a little left to make it go up table this way rather than just kind of hold the line back and forth. This one I kind of want to get on this side of the pocket line if I can. Yeah, that's pretty good. Because I want to be able to come off here and up. I don't want to have to, if the cue ball was here, it's hard to avoid the 9 without like a back and forth draw shot. This makes it just much easier, plays much easier. And I want to get 2 straight here. I mean, the ideal angles could be right about here because then you just go straight top and come down. Here I'm just taking my time. I haven't really been pleased with my 9-ball leaves this match here is what I'm guessing. So I want to make sure. I'm going to come 2 rails into it, but I'm probably not going to be able to get much on it because it's so straight. That's not bad. Ideally would have liked to be down here, but I mean, this is definitely doable. As long as I don't butcher this, I'm going to be up 4-0, which is really, really good against the Ghost and race to 7. Be better against Ghost and race to 5, but we'll take it. So I'm up 4-0. The Ghost has yet to get to the table, which is always a good thing against the Ghost. Let's see what kind of mess do we have ourselves in here. The 2 ball's in a weird spot. If I can get here, like straight in line with it, anywhere in this area. Well, not up here. I don't want to be shooting from on top of the rail like that. In order to do that, I think I have to put the cue ball here and just come 2 rails around. The 3 ball is kind of in a weird spot too because the 4 blocks the natural angle or the natural path I would take. So I need to get, it's not a really good line. I need to get kind of in this position window for it. So got good on the 2. And now I just need to shoot this gap between the 4 and the 9 to get on the 3. And I don't think I can get straight on the 3, so I should have an angle to get back on the 4. And when you're playing rotation games, you really want to think this 3 balls in advance and ahead of time. So when you're on the 1, you want to think about how to get from the 1 to the 2 to get on the 3. But then immediately once you make the 1, now you're on the 2. You want to figure out how to get on the 3 to get on the 4, or whatever the next balls are on the table. This looks pretty good. I can come up 1 rail in between these, or I can go kind of forward with some top right and go around. That's what I did not want to do. That's the danger of going in between those 2 balls, is if you hit it, you have no shot here. So I had, in a normal match, I would look to play safe. Let's see what's a good safe here. probably come off, play off this side of the ball. The 4 is going to go down here, and the cue ball will go up here behind the... Ideal would be to put the 4, the cue ball, and the 8 all on the same line. But because I have these other 2 balls over here, if the 4 goes any further and if the cue ball goes any further, as long as they're both kind of towards each rail, that's a good place to leave it. Unfortunately, against the Ghost, you can't play safe. So I'm going to have to try to bank this cross side and get a leave on the 6. And I just barely missed it, but I got a perfect leave on the 6. Ghost is on the board at 4-1. Now we need to hope that this is not a pattern. A loss in Ghost matches tends to lead to more losses. But there I made every ball on the table, left the 9 in front of the pocket, and since I am playing early 9s, guess what? This rack is going to take about 10 more seconds. 9, 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1, 0. And 5-1. It doesn't make any sense to play anything but that because the 9 is just hanging in the pocket, because if you happen to miss, you leave the 9 hanging in the pocket for your opponent. It's not something you want to do. So we've gone from making every ball on the table plus hanging the 9 to making nothing. Now, fortunately, against the Ghost, it doesn't matter. But if I was playing a real match, that would be an issue. So here, if I could come around and get anywhere in here would be good. Or here would be good. I don't want to get right here. So I purposely played it short. I mean, not purposely, but kind of, what's the word I'm looking for? Subconsciously played it short because I didn't want to get on the 6. Because if I get on the 6, I can't draw it back, and the 4 ball is kind of big blocking the 3 off. That was kind of a hit and hope, and I hit it in, and I hoped I got a shot, and I did, Again, not really recommended to do that, to run into balls. You don't have to. I should have taken a better look at that, made sure I knew where the path was, that the cue ball was going after the 2. And here I look a little out of sorts here because I'm playing all sorts of crazy cue ball all over the table shots. Now this is okay. I still have the 4 down here and just basically stop it for the 5 to come back, but I don't know if I necessarily wanted to come all the way back like that. So I need to get back at least to, let's say, here to be able to make the 6. And then coming around for the 7 should be pretty straightforward. Now, I don't know if I can, if I feel I can hold it, that's fine. Otherwise, I would go back and forth. It looks like I came all the way back, which is fine too. I mean, the natural place that it looks like the 6 is going to go is in this side, but having this angle, I can just kind of stun straight over for the 7. Didn't get as far over as I wanted. I would have liked to have been about here, because I think I just draw 1 rail back for the 8. As it is, I think I have to run rails here, and I think I have to try to get back 1, 2, and out. I mean, not necessarily that angle. Let's see what I try to do here. One, 2, 3 and out. Is that what I just did? Yeah. This isn't bad. The problem is this point here. I need to either draw all the way around or try to follow and get past this point. This is not a really great angle for this shot. It looks like I'm playing straight top and just dead right into the point and came out. That was, I'm going to call that a little bit lucky because that wasn't exactly what I had in mind. But I have this shot, which again, you should be practicing this if you're playing any rotation for sure, but even in 8-ball, if you're breaking head on, this is where the 8-ball is going to sit a lot. So I got out. I am on the hill 6-1 against the Ghost. What will happen? This has been so long. I know that. I know the final who wins and who loses. I don't know the final score. It's about as bad as a cue ball could land and the 3-ball for if I was shooting the 1, but fortunately I have a ball in hand and I don't have to worry about it. Looking at this rack, this plays out really well. It's going to be almost a stop shot on the 1 and the 3, and the 4 to the 5 is kind of going to be the key shot here. I'd like to get maybe here for the 3. That should be just fine. It's really tempting to try to get closer to the 4 on this shot. Maybe going off the rail and out. Maybe trying to stun down. I think just playing a stop shot. So I drew back to try to get a better angle to come out. If I was maybe here, I think I would have had an issue maybe with the 9-ball. Here, I definitely do not have the issue. I can actually go forward with this and go like this to the 5 now if I wanted. Or, yep, that's kind of what I did. Did not want to be on the rail there. This is actually making things tough on myself. Hang on, I'm gonna bring this back a little bit to the 3-ball. So the concern is, if I leave the cue ball here, can I make the 4 and miss the 9 and come straight up? And I think I can. I think I can play inside English, which is it's going to be top and some left, to cut this angle off and come up table this way. Instead, for some reason, I didn't feel like I liked that. I was worried about coming out into the 9 or into the 7, and that's why I drew it back for the 4. As we will see here. And that's where I got in trouble on the 5. So now I'm not sure I can make this with a level out cue, meaning just not jacking up at all, just leveling out. I don't know if I can make this without hitting the 8. Either straight into it or one rail off the back of it, which is even worse. And I went straight into it. Well, this is bad too. Now, not only am I bad on the 6, I have no way to get on the 7 unless I force follow this. 1, 2, and like this way, having to watch out for the 9, having to watch out for the 7, and I have to put a bunch of power on this. I missed it by, I don't know, half a diamond. I almost slapped the 8 in, which would have kind of helped, but Ghost is now has 2 on his board, and I'm still on the hill. So I think that all led to my decision on the 3, to where to play the 3 to the 4, is what led to that loss there. And now here, this is what happens. As I was saying at first, this is what happens when you're playing the Ghost. I do not have a way to get a shot in the 2. 2 does not go past the 7. The combo on the 2-7 only works if I'm like here. There's no real bank on the 2 unless I get in between there, but I think the 9-ball blocks the bank on the 2. I have to try to find a way to either break the 2 out, which I don't think I can do either. So if I put the cue ball here, I think the 5 is dead in the way. So I'm going to try to do this the other way. Play the 1 all the way down here. Well, Sam, I told you I was going to call you out every single time for making fun of my straight lines, and that was not it. The cue ball is going to kind of warp over this way somewhere. Hopefully hit something and hopefully get the 2 out of there. Instead, you see the little kind of like that. Actually, I drew that line on purpose, Sam. The cue ball actually kind of warped right off the rail. Hit your left arrow key or like double tap the left side of the screen if you're on a phone to see how that actually worked. I put a lot of top on it because I was trying to aim over towards the 5. Here I don't have a way to hit this, so I'm just going to kind of go 3 rails around, hopefully going between this gap, which I do not make. I miss everything. And the Ghost is now at 3. This is kind of stuff that can happen when you're playing the Ghost. kind of one loss leads to the next, and it's not really even a frustration thing. It's just kind of what can happen, especially in 9-ball. 9-ball and 10-ball, it's really tough. If I was playing 8-ball Ghost, I probably would have more options. I hopefully would have more options. I may have more things to break out, but I should also have more balls to break them out. The other night when I was playing in that live stream playlist that I put up in the beginning of the video, if I didn't, for some reason, because I redid the video 3 times because I couldn't talk for unknown fumbling reasons, one of the 9-ball matches I had, the 1 and the 8 just sat like right on the rail with nowhere to go right off the break, and there's you can't use a ball to break them out, so I just kind of had to put the cue ball under it and hit and hope. There, I like the decision of playing the 3 and coming back out for the 5 in the side. Now this, I'm going to use a little bit of right spin and come 1 rail and up. Well, not exactly. The right took a little bit more and I went off the rail, but this is really good. I can play this a number of ways. I can just float it forward. I can play a couple rails around. I can draw back. Whatever I'm feeling at the time. And yeah, I just kind of pinch drew it there, and basically a stop shot. But because of the angle, the cue ball had to float back a little bit. Here I like playing top inside, which is right in this case. Coming around 3 rails, hitting the 3rd rail, hopefully, and popping out a little bit. And I think that just has a little bit better control than playing on 1 rail and kind of come towards it this way. I think I like this angle better. If I go too close to the rail, I can go around. If I go too far this way, I can go 1 rail and out. As it is, I just played a stop shot on it. And this should win me the match. We'll see. Or will the ghost come back? Nope, I got it. Give everyone a big thumbs up. And I win the match 7-3. This is one of the better ghost matches. I think the losses were... 2 of them were positional errors, and 1 of them was just the way the rack was laid out. So 2, I technically should have or could have won this 7-1, but that's just the way ghost matches go. So anyway, this is a nice short one compared to a lot of the videos that I've done lately. So leave me a comment. Let me know if you like the shorter content, you like the longer content, you like me talking more or less, if you like the live streams, if you like the giant match that Matt and I played, which I'll put a link to up here, which is the KO challenge, which was 8, 9, and 10 ball in one match, but it was also 2 hours long. Or if you like just the break and run videos that I've had, and maybe if I have a chance, I'll put a link to just like my 9-ball playlist, which has several hundred videos on it, probably 400 or 500 videos on it. But anyway, until next time, do the YouTube stuff, like, comment, subscribe, share, and I won't go through the same thing I did last time. Instead, I'll just wish you a very good day, and we'll see you on the next video. Take care.